Hello.
Hello.
Well, you're muted.
No, you're muted.
You're super muted.
Let me unmute. Good
There you
job.
go.
Bud. Good way to go on the timing.
Bam. Starting the show's a little different, but whatever. We're not going to talk about that.
Listen,
John,
dude,
are you somewhere tropical?
I am. I feel like I think we're like minutes from the equator.
Yeah.
I've sweat so much. I think it's Tuesday.
It's definitely Tuesday.
I sweat so much Sunday and Monday, and then this
Dude,
day.
You
Dude,
are now
I think
officially.
I think I've peed twice since Sunday.
I've peed twice since we started this show, so.
It's funny you mentioned that because he has one since I jumped on with him.
That was one of them.
Hey,
I
you
finally got one. That was my one for the day.
You are officially a drag and drive badass now.
Really? How'd that happen?
Anybody that tears the heads off their motor on the side of the road and puts that junk back together and drives it to the next track and makes a hit,
yeah,
you're good, man. You're there.
I picked up a mile an hour and like 2 numbers. I say we throw something in them other cylinders and ding them bills up.
I'm gonna toss my throttle body stud in there and see what happens for my deal too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, one ain't gonna hurt.
Yeah. I guess we should probably
let's talk about
what happened first.
Let's figure out how we came to be where we are right now. First of all, John, where are you at?
I am in Ennis, Texas. It's not Enos, and don't say that to Texans.
Ennis.
It's Ennis.
Ennis.
It is Ennis for sure. Race day number 2 of Rocky Mountain Raceweek.
How did we come to be here, John?
Day number 1 was Tulsa. I made a pass I made a 10:56 in Tulsa, and then, that was probably at like 4:30. And I not drink beer until like 8:30, so I could make another pass on the second round of call-ups.
Yeah.
To run a 10:57. So I was pretty upset that day.
That's dedication.
That's a whole lot of I've foregone a lot of just sitting in the shade drinking beer to run 1 number slower. So that was bad. But 10:56, evidently there was one other car in front of me, so I was excited.
Yeah.
Got up ass early on Monday. Took a shower in the nastiest place in the world. Tulsa Raceway Park has 1 shower, and people were, I don't even know what, you leave your washcloth and your soap and everything here. This is so weird. Anyway, I gave it 1 star just because the pressure was good. But anyway, yeah, we trucked on about 7:30, and I think we were in Durant maybe at lunchtime.
Should have been.
We ate a little Arby's. I stood in the bathroom with my pants around my ankles, sucking up that AC for a little bit. And then we got in the car and we're headed down the road. And I'm like, man, dude, we're gonna get to the track early because we're campers, and we're gonna find the nearest public pool, and we're just gonna go sit in that deal, get good and cool and clean-ish. And then 30 minutes later, the motor ate the air cleaner stud in glorious fashion.
Yeah.
So we spent the next 8 hours pulling heads and digging shit out of the motor.
So you had to replace a valve? Is that what Fro told me?
Yeah, no, we thought that the damage was only done on the driver's side. So we pulled that head off. Uh, number 5 took the brunt of the hit. That valve was, I mean, you could stick your finger in it.
Okay,
Closed.
so quick question: where did you find the valve?
Yeah, no bullshit. Little buddy Britt with the Dragon Drive car that he won't let make passes.
Yeah.
Because I put it out there, racer in need. I need some shit. He's immediately calling me like, "Hey, what's up? What can we do?" He reaches out to some people. There's a guy, Oaks Performance. We can drop a link to those guys. That would be pretty stellar because that dude was legit. Britt called me back, said he's got, I think, the valve you need. Just call him and see what's up. So I called the dude, and he was like, "Well, I got a 2-300 valve set in here. We pulled them out of some pretty new heads to put titanium valves in. So let's drop it off on the way home." Yeah, he's like, "I got a guy coming right by there." I'm like, "No, I'll come get it. I'm good." And so he come. So I got, long story short, I get the valve in my hand, slam it in the head. Looks like everything's going to seal up. It held water. I called that good enough. Uh, Welcome to Texas. That's all I got out of the guy. I said, "What can I give you for this valve?" And he said, "Can we have that one?" I said, "This bent ass one?" He said, "Yeah, we're going to put that on the shelf. This is a good story."
Ouch.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it was a fun day. We were on the side of the road from about 2 to 9:30. And then finished our yeah, there she is. She sheared off right there. What you want to buy if you like having shit in your cylinders is that Mr. Gasket. I think Holly sells it, so it must be a Chinese product at this point. Sheared right off there, backed out of the wing nut, and tink, tink, tink.
Me personally, I just use all thread.
So at this point, I've got a piece of all thread, and I wing nutted right down to that post that sticks up. Like, I put it in there good. Wing nutted down to that. Wing nut over there cleaner. We check it more frequently at this point. Being a fairly low maintenance car, I don't take my air cleaner off much. That's like, why? But yeah, you can see our yard sale. We've got cylinder heads laying in the street. So what was really cool is we got to do the whole repair twice. We pulled the first head off, figured out it was gacked, put a valve in it, cleaned everything up, put it back on. I was looking really hard for intake gaskets because I just knew I was going to tear them deals. And my intake pulled off and they looked new under the intake. So I was like, sweet, I can slam it back on. Well, so we do that, fire the motor back up. Sounds like now it's on the passenger side. So I just shut it down, started pulling things apart because we couldn't find it with the bore scope, the little camera on a stick. Start pulling the other side apart, and there was a piece of threaded rod about the size of a peanut compacted in number 6.
Shoo.
Yeah. So after getting it 100% back together, tore it 100% back down, did the whole repair again. Yeah, that's what your air cleaner stud looks like if it comes out and you don't know it. One too many Bernies.
So did you have all the tools you needed? Were you prepared?
So we were pretty prepared. Like Pedro had to walk to the O'Reilly's, I think 3 times. It said 0.7 miles away, but that's like from if you were a bird. So it was more like 1.7 miles away.
Jeez.
But he's a trooper and he weighs half what I do. So he took the walking to O'Reilly's gig. I think once he got a ride back. That was good.
See, man, this is where the
But
little scooter would have came in.
Performance. These fellers gave him a ride to and from. So he got to ride an air-conditioned car for a little bit.
Yeah.
So have you made a pass today since putting the car back together?
Yeah, we got the car back together. We were finishing out the route. We stopped at the E85 store, got a little fuel, went to leave, and I had to put it in reverse, and I hit the button and nothing happened. He jumps out, says, "Man, probably tickle low on training fluid. Shit happens." Throws like a half a quart in. I hit the button and it goes. We didn't know what the hell happened. So like 45 minutes later, we're at Yellow Belly Drag Strip it's like, I don't know, 1,000,000,000 o'clock. And can't back up again. Like, it's not low at this point. Something's wrong. And he goes to put a little bit in, and as soon as it goes down, we could hear it boiling. Like, that's unhandy for sure. So all that fancy work I did getting that big ass radiator in there, I ended up having to move my tranny cooler to the back of the car under the fuel cell. So what I did was created 2 problems. Because if the thing that's overheating transmission fluid is hooked to the fuel cell, now you got hot ass gas. Not smart. What can I say? I thought it'd work.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. Now we get a second tranny cooler. We're going to try to dip them deals down, put a little wicker bill down there so it can scoop some air up.
Yep.
So
you're telling me it ran slower today?
No, it ran faster. Yeah. Yeah, no, what you want to do if you want to run a little faster is to throw a pocket full of change in your motor and ding out the top of them pistons.
You give that golf ball effect.
1056 in Tulsa, right?
Yes.
1052 here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is what we talk about when we talk about how drag and drive is it's not for normal folks.
No. If you're like an HR person and somebody puts on there that their hobbies include this crap, you just know that you're hiring somebody that will not give up. They may not be the smartest or the best looking, but they're not going to give up. There ain't no quit in that guy. So just sign them up.
God, that's awesome. And I wish I could say that I'm one of those people that would thrive in that same situation, but I would not.
Yeah. It's likely not for everybody. But it's a hoot for some of us. Glutton for punishment. Living out of this 4x6 trailer for the week.
Cozy.
Go ahead.
He said, "Looks cozy."
Aside from last night when Mama felt pity on us and commandeered a room at the Super 8, we pretty much just live wherever we stop.
Like true nomads, just roaming.
Yeah.
Just walking the earth.
So other than that, how's man? There's cars dropping left and right on this deal. This has been a rough drag and drive. It's been a rough week so far.
Yeah, no, that's the deal. I talk about my car and I bitch, and you guys tell me to quit it. about it being slow because I try to compare it to other cars that just spend their life sitting in the garage and then going to the track. They don't and drive.
Yeah.
So,
One thing this I've noticed, there's been a lot of trailer failures this year.
a lot of what?
A lot of trailer failures. I've seen
Yeah,
more posts
that's-
about people's trailers breaking this year than I have since I started paying attention to drag and drive.
Yeah, I pay a lot of attention to mine.
Is it people that have built their own trailers and they just kind of cut corners, or is it just a freak out?
No,
Freak luck.
It's both. I mean, for one, I want to build a new trailer because I want it to be lighter. Well, make things lighter, there's less durability there.
Yeah.
I'm pulling a 4x6 trailer with 2 easy ups, 2 tents, 2 lawn chairs, 2 dudes worth of clothes for a week, 2 tubs of tools, a jack, slicks, a cooler, a 50-gallon drum of fuel.
Yeah.
And
that's the big one.
And what we have here is a big block Chevy with a 5500 stall, turbo 400, and a 410 gear. So, if you were speccing something out to pull a trailer, probably not going to be what you did.
That's not going to be the one.
No, you're going to want a converter that holds like 7 quarts, not 2.
Yeah.
So do you know anything about the 2 guys who had their cars stolen this morning from Rocky Mountain Raceweek?
Oh, yeah. I know not much. So, yeah, as per discussed, we were fairly busy yesterday.
Yes.
And then today we got up from the hotel and we were out of there by 11. Great night's sleep. Had to be the nicest Super 8 in the world. Washcloth was black when I got done. We had to go get provisions to change transmission fluid because we pretty well cooked all that stuff. Came straight to the track, changed transmission fluid, changed tires over, rebuilt my sending unit for the oil pressure gauge because that got gacked in the thrash yesterday. And I know for a fact this motor's got oil pressure, like it's good. But man, it's hard to drive with that gauge sitting on 0. Yeah. So we put that on. I was busy today. I didn't do much. Wanted to make a pass early because I thought, you know what, let's do something early because if it sucks, I'm going to be going and I reused the intake gasket twice, and that last time I'd have bet money, like fat stacks, that deal was going to leak.
Yeah.
Turns out I got lucky. But I just knew like something's going to happen. It's going to run. It's going to be a pig. We're going to have to tear shit apart. So I did one early. It was good enough that I didn't want to push it. And that was the end of that.
Do you know anything about the guy who was in the wreck earlier?
In the wreck, the blue, was it a blue Camaro?
It was 2 of them, I thought, father and son, both.
Yeah. So the blue, was it a blue Camaro or a Nova?
It was Camaro.
Is it a blue Camaro? Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like car number 1 to drive past that wreck. It was early in the day yesterday. We came upon it like the emergency guys were all just getting there. They like hustled us past. And then right after we went past, they shut the road down. I don't know jack about it beyond that because a few moments later, my motor ate a big bolt.
I don't know if it's the absolute truth or how, accurate this is, but what I read is apparently SUV turned in front of the Camaro and Camaro T-boned it, I guess is what I heard. Not, I guess. I mean, that's just what I heard, but I guess that's what happened.
That's what I've been picking up from the posts I've been seeing.
Man, when I first read it, it was
that looks like what happened. The Camaro was wadded up, and there was a white Tahoe. Sorry, some guy driving by with loud exhaust.
them kids.
Gosh dang, guys, just quieten them deals down. No, a white. Older model white Tahoe, big tires, looked like it pulled right out in front of a guy. That Camaro was wadded up.
That sucks. From everything I've been reading, the guy's doing all right. They're still in the hospital. They're still getting checked out for some stuff. Somebody's foot and ankle is not where it's supposed to be, so they're working on that. But from what I've heard, everybody's in good spirits. Everybody's been really cool about it, and they've shared a lot of posts about it.
Yeah.
So I hope those guys are fine.
Yeah.
Look at the pits.
Look at this. Just before you jumped on, Bo,
Yeah.
me and little buddy Fro did a really cool pit walk. You missed some good stuff.
Yeah. Did you guys record that deal?
Yeah, I told him to, but I don't know if he caught it or not. You go that with him later.
I did not.
Yeah, there was a long convo with Brian Goldstone, your event leader.
Nice.
That was cool. They were racing. He's got a mini scooter that does one of them deals you stand on. Like, I think it has a seat. That deal goes like 45. I'm not gonna lie. I was at Walmart this morning, and if I could have found one that had a claimed weight capacity of like 250, I'd have bought it.
Yeah, because 250 is good for like 325.
Right. I mean, I'm really near that 300 mark, but I think when the engineer says 250, what he really means is you're probably good.
Yeah.
And I'd have bought it, but nope, 220. And I had a tree stand once that had a 220-pound weight limit, and it scared the Jesus out of me, so I ain't doing anything that says 220.
So before you jumped on, Bo, we were also talking to Narcs.
Yeah.
Narcs let us know that John is actually doing fairly well. He's going to be all right.
I know. I've been watching.
Turn in about 4 or 5 more of those passes, and he'll be all right.
Yeah. No, I've been watching. I watched yesterday.
It looks like me and somebody said it was like a mint green Nova, or pretty well neck and neck for what used to be second and third place until Carlos Astor put the Cutlass on the trailer.
Oh, what happened with that deal?
I don't know. I didn't even know that until we were talking to Narcs.
Huh.
So where does that put you if he's out?
1 or 2.
The car you raced day one in Tulsa, is that the car you're talking about? The mint green.
No, did I race that guy?
I think so. Your very first race.
It's been a long couple days.
It was a good race. You outran him, but it was close. After I watched you two race, I didn't see another car other than Carlos, which he didn't make a good pass his first run. You two were the fastest in your class for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Somebody's got to live. We got to drive from here to Oklahoma City in the morning, make licks, and then drive from Oklahoma City to Mocan the next day, make licks.
I'll see you guys there.
I bought some new shorts, so maybe I can wear clean clothes. We don't know.
Feeling cute, might wear some clean shorts.
There's a chance.
I had not planned on making it to Mocan. I have some things going on here around the house, but if there's one thing we all know about John, John doesn't like to know what position he's actually in. It makes things better. But now that I know that you're actually doing pretty well and you may actually survive to Mocan with the heat and the dehydration and everything, I may actually have to come up with some time, head to Mocan.
Man, I didn't know because I didn't ever look at the post. I think June's posted at this point. It's a live action spreadsheet deal that you can look at. I didn't know when I made my pass earlier where I was even at or where anybody else in the field was at. So I just did my thing and then said, good enough for me. And I've been hanging out, having cold snacks, walking the pits, talking to folks. If I knew, I would not have done that.
Yeah.
I'd have been working on the car and getting it ready to go when it's about 9:30 tonight and the DA drops a few hundred and the track temp goes way down, because I'm pretty sure it'd have been a 10:45, 10:47 for me as well.
Well, I think all things considering, you're doing just fine.
I'll be fine. I'm not good at much, but I'm semi-pro at having a good time.
That's right.
And I'm for sure getting a good time award this time. So
yeah.
Well, when I read the news about the air cleaner stud, I was like, oh man, that's not good. That's bad. And then it took Bo calling me and reminding me. He's like, hey, both Johns are there. They're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, we just it was a pretty solid thrash. It was pretty disheartening though in the beginning.
Oh,
because,
I bet.
I mean, it's a Monday afternoon, and all I kept telling myself is, hey, it's Monday afternoon. As long as I have this thing fixed and at the track by 11 o'clock Tuesday evening, I'm still good. So I pretty much just fix this problem, find the next one, fix that one, and move on. So that's how we got where we're at.
I don't think there's a way in hell I could have emotionally survived tearing that motor down on the side of the road. I mean, I've been on the road with John before when everything goes to crap, and I gotta give you credit. You're one of those guys who instantly goes into, okay, what do we do next mode?
Yeah,
I'm one of those guys who collapses and winds up like crying on a curb.
Let's focus on how we got here after we fix the problem. Right now, we got to focus on fixing the problem. When we get that fixed, we can focus on how we got here and see if we can't prevent that from happening again.
I'm the tweener. I just emotionally work on the car to get it fixed.
You know what would be handy right now? Like, I got a banger of a co-pilot. Like, dude will do whatever. Like, we're, like you just said, we don't quit. But man, if there was like if my wife was here to tell me, hey, throw on some sunscreen or drink this water or you might need to eat this, that would be handy, because and self-care is not at the top of the list.
She's gonna start sending you reminders.
Yeah. Okay. When's the last time you ate? Have you peed today?
Go chug a bottle of water.
Yeah.
No, I said water. Water.
Yeah. Yeah. Liquid IV. Man, liquid IV's the bomb. I thought a 6-count box of that deal was going to be good for a week, and that's not. That's like 2 days worth if you're in this scenario.
Good old Texas. It'll try to kill you every time.
Yeah.
So, hey, I haven't got to see it run yet or make it pass. How's Bernie running? Have you got to watch him make it pass?
Man, Bernie, we hooked up with Bernie last night. Oh, Robert Berry, salt of the earth. That dude. He we were with him at the fuel stop, and we were trying to convoy to Yellow Belly. That truck was getting hot. Like, he was having hell just going down the road.
Really?
It surprises me because I just knew he had to have had a banger of a cooling system.
Yeah.
For that diesel. But he said, man, if I go over 45, it's going to melt down.
Mechanical issues or a tuning issue or what?
I assume it's a tuning issue. He said like, got to get weights figured out and get the tune dialed. But I just talked to him earlier, and he said, yeah, we've got the radiator is behind the cab, which that thing's got a tight engine compartment. Fro could probably tell us more about that than I could, and I literally just walked past it. The radiators behind the cab, he said they've got now a sprayer ran out behind the cab, and he said it starts to heat up, and they just boom spray that deal.
Yeah.
Cool it down. He said we can manage it with a sprayer now and run down the road. Honestly, I didn't realize what I was doing to actually hurt the transmission. But, man, I've been cruising in the 65, 70 range pretty steadily. Like, my cooling system just works. Everything just kind of jams. And we just kind of bomb down the road. That's why I'm like, when it gets dark, we're just going to shag ass, see what we can put down.
What RPMs that put you at? What RPMs that put you at?
Like 32, 34. I don't mind. At 3,500, I can cruise down the road, and it stays at or below 200 degrees. That's not an unhealthy RPM.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're doing thousands of miles. I don't put tens of thousands of miles on this car in a year like some folks would. And evidently, it's going to get tore apart anyway. What with having a pocket full of change drop down the intake. I mean, you can only do that so many times before you got to do some shit.
Yeah.
So basically, getting back to the prep work. So the radiator you chose is working. Everything is better as far as the cooling system goes. You're obviously, you have enough tools or at least enough friends out there to tear down a motor on the side of the road in small town Texas. So go ahead.
Oh, that was my next question I meant to ask earlier. Did you have several people stop and give you a hand, or because you're off track, right? You can get help, can't you?
Yeah.
Can other racers help you?
So, it would have been. So when it happened, I immediately, like, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, okay, I'm working today. And I look over, and there's a wide shoulder tree canopy. It's in the right position to get shade. So I'm like, boom, I'm going right there. Nobody could see me.
Oh, man.
I watched 4,000 Raceweek cars go by, and not a one could see me. But if I had been where they could see me, no bullshit, I might not have got put together because I'd have had too many people stop. Because I guarantee you, if you got your heads pulled off and laying in the road, and because we just stopped, step one, take the hood off, my heart hit my shoes. It's all right. I took a little bit of a walkabout. Collected my thoughts. All right, pull the canopy out. Let's tear this deal apart. We'll fix it. It'll be fine. And we just got after it. It was honestly probably a blessing that I got to watch every car in the stinking, because it was early in the day. I got to watch every car in the stinking field go by.
Wow.
And none of them could even see me because I was tucked in right around the corner.
So, despite all that so far, Is there any new or any new favorite cars, hot rods?
Man, I don't
It's
even know.
it's funny because right before you jumped on, like you said, like John said, he was doing a little pit walk,
Yeah.
and one of the vehicles he showed me is a probably a '53 F100 panel truck.
Oh, brother. I could walk over there, but it'd get loud. You'd have to mute me. It's cool. Yeah.
But it's like a full on patina truck, and it's man, it is like a blimp sitting there amongst all those other cars because
Yeah.
everything else they've chopped everything off and made it as lightweight as possible, and then there's this gigantic ice cream truck of a truck.
Yeah. And we talked about that when we got that panel. Like, let's throw something stupid in it and go race.
Yeah.
And those guys are apparently stupider than us. They did.
Oh,
No, there's, I think, what do they let in this deal? Like 300-ish cars.
oh, really?
It's super hard to find. Like, oh, that's the one I like. Yeah, they're.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, if I would have showed up, I probably would have got in.
Oh no, hands down, yeah, yeah. If you did,
And
yeah,
softball tournaments. I coach my daughter's team. I had to be there. I couldn't.
yeah. I'm telling you, dude. And I've told you before. Plan on it. Commit. Show up. You're in.
I know, but I got this thing.
Wait list be damned.
Hey, here's the thing though, and then I've been like this with all my kids. My little girl's only gonna be 7 one time.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna coach her 7-year-old team one time.
You're doing the right thing.
I'm gonna coach next year too, but then she's gonna be 8. So
I do this with my kid.
Well, that's the thing though. We're kind of a different situation. Your kids are old enough; you can go take them with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I could take mine too, but
shout out to Christopher. I don't know if anybody you guys know, but Christopher is in Air Force boot camp. And I think like week 3, he got to call me. We were in the middle of recording the show. You probably see me dip out.
yeah.
Yep.
Boom. Here, because he only gets so much phone time. So that time I took it yesterday. I am literally thrashing. Dude is walking towards me with a valve and a valve spring compressor, handing them to me. And Chris calls. And I'm like, gosh, dog it. I was like, brother, I got to take this deal. I got to go. Chris like, what are you doing? And I told him what was going on. But it was funny. And then I got a little bit of a heart, but I went ahead and hustled him off the phone so I could get his car fixed.
He understands.
I'd like to think he understands.
He gets it.
I am his dad, so he knows that shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
so you were talking about Goldstone earlier. Goldstone's got the javelin that's basically leading the whole event. That guy walked away last year with the drag drive repeat title belt. Like,
yeah,
he is a drag and drive legend.
Brian Goldstone, the people's champ.
Did he get his car back together? He was suffering from some pothole problems, some Oklahoma traffic problems, as we call them.
Man, Oklahoma traffic problems, not really. He was fine right up until he crossed that line.
Wow.
Yeah, it was in Texas traps.
So what happened? Did you see anything? Do you know anything on it?
I bet he had an armadillo. Probably like a rattlesnake choking on an armadillo, and he hit that deal. Ripped the pan open, collapsed that. They had to. They got somebody over there with a welder, welded that rig back up. I seen him like real early, first round of call ups. He made a pass. I don't know what he did. I was busy. I just seen him coming back up the pit lane. He was evidently good enough to be out test driving scooters earlier. I don't know. He was hanging out. He was showing off his 40-mile-an-hour pit scooter.
You need one.
I kind of do. I'm telling you, I gotta hit up some reviews and see if I can. If they would put a picture of the guy giving the review, I could see like, is this a husky fella?
You need to
That
figure out.
says
Hey,
this scooter works.
ask Devin what his is. This is good. His helped me no problem
I should have asked Devin if I could test drive his scooter
for a
Like
week.
if it'll live through a fat guy for a week on race week. It'd be money.
Hey, he uses that deal to drive from his shop to his house in Miami and back. Sometimes it's just quicker.
So is there anything else that we've missed? Anything else that you've seen out there that just blew your mind? Anything else that has just been crazy, has just been...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, dude. I've been busy.
Been doing stuff.
John's in cruise control mode. He's done for the day.
I will say, when my car went down, I threw a couple of SOS posts on the RMRW's page, and and then I'm picking my phone up every 3 seconds because I had so many people call like, hey, what can I do? Where are you at? I was on the phone last night, and Summit's closing in like 5 minutes, and the guy's like, hey, tell me everything you need. I'll put the whole list in the trash can. You can cash at me, and we'll just call it good. Like, people are good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And we talked about this before. This is one of the great things about this, about not just this event in particular, but Drag and Drive.
Yeah.
Most, I think.
Yeah.
What I've experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is wild. It's crazy to think that you're the guy you're competing with is the guy you might wind up helping on just about anything. Breakdown on the side of the road, wheel bearing gone out, something silly like that.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's how that group of people is.
Yeah. And I mean, we talked about what was Carlos's time. Did you know, Bo? Did you look at that?
The only pass I seen him make, he didn't make a full pass. It was 12.
No, he made like I don't remember if it was like a 9, say it was like a 950, 940, yeah. 950, 960, something like that yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's like a full second in front of my car. And like, I don't mind being behind that guy.
No.
Like, you can make that deal live. More power to you. Jam on, brother.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, I was listening to Adam Dory, and he's always been a small block nitrous guy.
Yeah.
And this is the first in a big block that I don't know, I'm sure it's not the first one he's ever had, but he's brought to compete with. I guess in the past, he's always been, like I said, it's always been small block nitrous stuff.
Who?
Carlos, is from what Adam Dory said.
No. Carlos won in a big block in 2.0.
With this car, with the same car.
With this car.
But the cars he's had in the past.
Before that, it was small block, spray the house down.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Before this car now.
Yeah.
The car he's got now was, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's new to the big block NA world.
I think he usually hits it with like 500 about 9 feet off the line.
Yeah, that's what I would do too.
Yeah. Like, you want to give it the business.
And then bring in the second kit.
Yeah.
All right, so we didn't plan very much for this. John, I can probably change the view on the screen if you want to walk around the pits a little bit. If you don't, I totally understand because it's Texas and it's hotter than Hell's Kitchen down there.
I honestly, it's gonna sound bad if you guys want to do another one on day next or the other one, cool. But I really need to pack this deal up and
You're
get
fine.
it on the road.
You're fine. We'll plan for another day on that, and we'll jump back on here and let you do this again if you're okay with that.
I wouldn't mind doing more, and if you guys want to schedule just a pit walk for one evening, I'd be down like 4 flats on a Cadillac.
Hell yes. Well, do you want us to let you off here so you can start packing your trailer and getting everything going?
Yeah, I think we need to probably do that for sure.
All right,
I don't know what time it is, but it looks evening.
It's it's 20 minutes till it's 20 minutes till 9. I don't care if we're telling everybody or not. It doesn't matter.
It's one thing I don't. They had a. So there might be some sort of misconception about how this works. Like, this is kind of a spectacle. Like this,
it is a much bigger event than everybody gives it credit for. It is a monster.
Yeah, you guys can see this is Texas Motorplex. It is a full deal. Yeah, I think some people might not know, because you tell them you're going to a Dragon Drive, and they think, okay, so you're just going to show up, you're going to do your thing, and then you're going to drive to the next thing. Nah. There's some shit going to happen in the middle of all that, and it's like 300 people that become family and friends and try to have a good time drag race, and some of them end up thrashing all day long to get their shit together. Anyway,
well, John, best of luck to you at the event. I hope you continue.
Hey, real quick.
Go ahead.
When I see pictures of John's car, not gonna lie, all I do is look at those fenders. Think, man, that spray paint matches really good.
So
it looks so good.
Look at this.
Look at that.
So the last Dragon Drive we did, this car had some redonkulous weld panels in that region. And I'm a pretty good painter. I mean, Bo's a little better. But what people don't know, like this back here, all we had was some black. But man, look at that. That looks slick. People don't understand, like, you gotta, when you're painting something, it's like welding. You gotta get kind of a puddle going. And then once you get a good puddle, you gotta just drag it. And then it'll just start kind of running down.
It's taken me years to perfect this technique.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get a puddle going and you drag it down, that's the money. That's where
what
and I guess Bo fixed it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Touched it up. I didn't change a lot. I just touched it up.
Yeah, he slicked it off where you can't see the weld. Like it's good. He slicked it off where you can't see the weld, and then hit it with some what was that, like Chevy orange motor paint?
Engine enamel, yeah.
They must have painted these fenders originally with a rattle can of Chevy orange motor paint.
I think they did.
Because it's a perfect blended it. And all the polishing work we did was the next day when we just hosed it off at the car wash. That's what we did.
Hey, if I would have put primer down first and then painted over the primer, that junk would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it's stinking close.
Everybody been like, oh, there's John with the perfect junk.
Oh.
All right, John, we're gonna kick you off here and we're gonna continue on. If you guys want to know, if you guys want to keep up with John and keep up with the rest of the racers, Rocky Mountain Raceweek, there is a live feed, if I remember correctly, on YouTube.
Bank shift.
Bank Shift live feed daily. You can follow Hot Rod the Shop Dog for your updates and we'll just say because if you don't do them both, then Gearhead Perspective, those guys usually will usually have something on there, but updates both places.
Hey, so before we jump off here, have you moved any of your stickers yet?
Did I do what?
Have you given out any stickers yet?
Man, say that one more time.
Have you given out any of the stickers yet?
Oh yeah, there's some people with stickers for sure.
Rock on.
Yeah, there's stickers on some race trailers out there right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is awesome. And also we were talking to Mike Narks earlier. You guys check out Drag Drive Repeat. Check out Mike Narks. Both of those are going to be good places to get some news from Rocky Mountain Raceweek. But John, we're going to kick you off here. Best of luck to you.
Those guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Bye.
Everybody love everybody.
See ya. Man, he's having a time.
I honestly thought yesterday when I saw the news, I honestly thought that's it. He's done.
I didn't think so.
Oh, I did. You know me. I'm the most negative person on the face of the planet.
Hey, all I'm saying is, you want a drag and drive experience? He just got it.
So
I mean,
and that's even today. Today we got the text message. I said, "Hey man, have you run yet?" He said, "Yeah, I'm done." I didn't know how to read the message. I didn't know if he was done because the car broke down, or if he was done racing for the day.
So John sends me a picture earlier, and I'm out of beer. But he sends me a picture of me holding the beer doing this, and he goes, "You know what that?" He goes, "You know what this means?" And I sent back, "No bueno. Like, it's too early in the day. You're already having a beer. That means you're not racing anymore."
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he's like, and then he sends me a time slip. I was like, "Oh, hell yeah. Like, you just ran really good. Like, that's a victory beer." He's like, "Yep." You know, so, and then whenever you asked and he responded with that he was done, I already knew because we had talked previously. So I knew he just made, he ran a good time. He was happy with it. He's done for the night, you know?
I know we've talked back and forth about this several times, and we've talked about how we talk about drag and drive too much. I don't think you can. I think when it comes to a situation like this, where he's in the thick of it, he's in the predicament that he's in, I don't think there's anything more entertaining than seeing that guy blow everything up, take it all apart, put it back together, and go out and make another pass that keeps him in the running.
Well, not only that, but listen, it's probably a safe bet that half of these people that are in this event right now, they're not drag racers per se. They don't go to the track every weekend and race these cars. They like drag racing. A lot of these cars are daily driven cars. You know what I mean? They're there for to have fun, to experience it. They get to go drag racing some really nice tracks and be around a bunch of people that all have, like the same stuff or do the same thing. I would say half of them are, half or more are not, drag racers, and like I said, like every weekend guys. So I have the live feed going right now. So if you see me look away, and it's because I just watched two cars that are slower than mine make a pass. One was a wagon, though. I pay attention to all the wagons.
He was walking around the pits before you jumped on tonight, and it's weird for me because I knew exactly where he was at. Like, I've been to that track.
Yeah, we were there a year ago.
And it goes back to something that and maybe I bring this guy up too much. I don't care, but it goes back to something that Narks had posted on Drag Drive and Repeat. It's not often that you get to be a part of a sport where you get to go out and play on the same field that the pros play on.
Right? Yeah.
You get to watch. Go ahead.
You don't mention Narc's name too much. He is Dragon Drive.
He is Dragon Drive.
He's Mr. Dragon Drive.
And you're right.
You don't bring up boxing and not talk about Tyson. And I'm not saying he's the greatest of all. I'm not comparing Narc to Tyson. Let's make that clear.
We don't need to give that guy any bigger head than he has.
You know what I mean?
I do. And it's when you point it out like that to people, to where it's something where you've watched people on that track, you've seen big events happen on that track, and now you get to drive under those suites that everybody else drives under, that you've seen on Street Outlaws, that you've seen on NHRA events.
Yeah. Right.
And you get to pull up to that line and do a burnout in the same spot where those people did a burnout. It's a wild thing when you think about it, because there really is that much of a connection. And then on top of that, you're driving across country with a bunch of people who want to do this just as much as you want to do this.
Right. Yeah. Like-minded individuals.
Exactly. I hope Robert Berry has some great runs. This is his first time bringing out Bernie with the LS motor.
So
do we stop calling it Bernie?
No, it's Bernie, man. It is what it is. So, hey, I think he plans on putting another diesel back in the truck in the future. I don't think this is his end all.
What's the point with the LS?
I'm not for sure. But actually, I was watching Narcs earlier, and he was doing a walk around, and he walked up to Bernie and was talking about it, and he made the comment that it's not going to stay ELS forever. He will be going back to the diesel setup, but for now, he didn't explain why. I guess come Monday, I can go to Roberts and ask him. You know what I mean? Swinging by.
And this is what puts me back in the mood to do these shows, is seeing stuff like this. I wish I was out there. I wish I had that kind of time. I know you wish you were out there. I know you wish you were racing.
100%. I looked at my wife earlier. I looked at Stephanie earlier when they started racing. I had it on my phone. We were at dinner, and I go, man, I want to be racing right now. God, I want to be in Texas, miserable hot with John, stressing out. And I want to be racing. I say stressing out, having a good, it comes with certain stresses, but man, that's where I want to be right now.
Well, and that's the heat. The heat is just terrible, and it's an intolerable thing for you to walk out of the house and try to walk to your mailbox and back to the house because you're just hot for no reason.
Yeah.
But you go to one of these events and you hang out with these guys and you stand on the asphalt in the pits for 12 hours, and it's fine.
Gladly do it.
It's fine that you're hot. It's fine that you have not sweated. It's fine that you haven't had to pee in 3 days.
Yep. Because
this is where you wanted to be to begin with. And
that's you better believe I'm not mowing the yard at home. It's that hot. We'll wait till tomorrow.
That's right.
Hey, this morning for my little project that I can't talk about, I soon can. I needed to clear it. It just got too hot the other day. I just knew it wouldn't be successful clearing it. I was going to have issues. So I waited a day, didn't get to it the next day, softball tournament. So this morning I woke up butt crack of dawn to clear this project early this morning. The bugs weren't near as bad. If I could have done it at night, then I'm fighting bugs. Right. But I woke up this morning and I got it done in time to be. I was about an hour late for work, and I say late. My work starts whenever I leave. Like I kind of make my own schedule unless I've got jobs set up. So it is what it is. But it's hot right now. Not just there. I mean, I'm sure it's hotter there, but man, if I'm gonna wake up 2.5 hours early to paint something, it's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not looking any better. I mean, this is May in the heartland. It doesn't get hot around here till August.
My latest secret project is finished now. I'm going to be delivering it tomorrow back to Colby at Allenstein Studio, and I will say that's my cousin Eddie. Right?
Real
pretty
nice.
Good. Pretty solid. Turned out pretty nice. Happy. Like I can't wait to share it. It's weird. It's different.
It is.
But like it's Route 66 related, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And you know, we talked about this Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Sunday. You know, this has been one of those weeks where every one of us got a whole bunch accomplished.
Oh man. I've said it in past shows. You know, I lean on my friends to help me out with things at certain times, and one of these days I'll pay everybody back. And this has been one of the weeks where I've done some payback. You know what I mean? Like, Jimmy's Lightning, he needed that front bumper painted.
Turned out really nice.
I jammed it one day, came back 2 days later and shot the outside for him. He asked me, he said, "Man, what do I owe you?" Man, you don't owe me nothing. You know what I mean? Golly, what do you mean? Kind of offended he even asked. You don't owe me anything. He's done a lot for me. I'll gladly give him 6 or 7 hours of my time. Then I got to work on John's car, fix a few things that have been driving me crazy on that car for a while. They're not perfect by any means. They're a lot better though. You know what I mean? I'm finishing up this little project for Colby, which Colby, I'm going to get paid for this project, but I'd have done it no matter what. You know what I mean? It's something I like to do, and it's interesting. It's different. So
it is.
Yeah, I know that doesn't sound like a lot. That's a lot of work in 3 days. 2 days. 2 days. So
well, and that's I talked to you. I basically went through and redid the wiring on the Fairlane so that it would be a little bit safer. I have some circuit breakers and some relays that I didn't have before. I had to wind up dealing with some family stuff. You know, my mom had some issues with her car. I had to go over and help her fix her car real quick. Luckily, that worked out fine. My father-in-law, he had some problems with his bike. Went over, got that straightened out for him. It's been a busy week for all of us, but it pales in comparison when we start bringing up pictures of what John had to do on the side of the road.
100%. Yeah.
But
it's like this morning. So John did all this stuff last night, right?
Yes.
I get up extra early this morning. I prep the project for clear coat. I go to start clearing. I mix up the clear. I always put a little bit of thinner in my gun to spray it out first, and set my pattern, before I get started.
Right.
And I just know, man, the air pressure is just not there. So I look at my compressor. It's on. I got plenty of air, gauge is reading good. Just not, what the crap is going on? Of course, I got the clear mixed up. What the hell am I going to do? So I take the filter off. I've got, little inline filters. Take it off. Just straight air hose to the gun. Air pressure's all back. Okay, so my filter is done. It's clogged. It's worked. It's final. It's done. I grab my spare filter. It's cracked. As soon as I put it on, it's cracked. It starts leaking air. So at 8:05 this morning, I go to Harbor Freight in my Hey Dudes with no socks, some gym shorts with no underwear on, a big old t-shirt. I didn't even brush my teeth yet. You know what I mean? And I'm in there just buying filters at Harbor Freight 8:15 in the morning. So luckily it all worked out. Got back, got it sprayed, but I don't know where I was going with that. Maybe I just wanted to what I was going at with it is I send this text. I send like a brief little description of what happened to our group text. And then I'm like, John's probably still sleeping from what he had to do yesterday. Like I sound like a little turd compared to what he's doing, what he went through last night. Yeah, he did a lot of work.
That's Walmart attire. We don't have to live like that anymore.
I figured who the hell's going to be at Harbor Freight at 8:15 in the morning other than me? There's like 3 other people there already, like dressed.
Wearing suits, carrying briefcases, stuff
weird,
like that.
Weird. Buying winches I don't know.
Oh, it almost seems pointless to do Facebook Marketplace without John.
Yeah, we don't have to. We don't have to.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine.
I mean, unless you want to. You got a special one you want to share? What's
up?
up?
I don't know about special.
There's some topics that I want to talk about that I brought up, but I'd like to have John here for those too.
Absolutely, and apparently later on this week we're gonna work on another episode, so that actually makes me happy.
Absolutely. We've like when we did this last time, we're like, oh, we're gonna send an update every night. We're gonna do a 10-minute video every night. No, we didn't. We didn't do any of that. We said we're gonna do it at the circuit. We didn't do it at the circuit either.
It's baby steps. It's baby steps.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah, as long as we learn and get better every time, that's what matters.
No, I think we need to save the marketplace stuff for John.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Because I think I've got at least one on here that he's absolutely going to fall in love with, and I'm good with that. Yeah. But so you're regretting not going?
Yeah, just went in the cards this time.
And that's how we got to look at it.
Listen, if I'm in John's shoes and my youngest kid is 18, 19, I'm going. You know what I mean? But I'm not. So.
Well, I'm glad to hear that John is doing well and working his way through adversity. And
yeah.
That's saying something.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised with him. Him and Jonathan, I'm not surprised.
Those two are kind of crazy, and they are the kind of people that you would want. Those are the guys you want there if you have to tear your motor down on the side of the road. No,
yeah, agreed.
Because I wouldn't do it.
I would do it if I had one of those guys with me.
I would be an emotional wreck. I know, because I've seen me do it.
If it was me and you, I'd be like, I'm just gonna call the tow truck. Me and Fro can't do this together, not on the side of the road.
You know, and I thought about that too while we were sitting here talking. If it had been me and you, like last year when I was your co-driver,
yeah,
we would have wanted to kill each other halfway through that.
No. I think we would have made it happen.
I think we would have made it happen, but I've worked with you before.
It's been a long time.
I know that it would involve a couple of times of us just walking away from each other and one person working on the car.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think we'd get through it.
Well, with that being said, I've changed a lot. I have, and you know this.
You have changed.
The older I get, I've really mellowed out. So
I don't know if you mellowed out that much though. That's a lot of stress. I would want to finish though. I would want to get through it. I agree.
It was doable. You know what I mean? Depends on the damage. If it was a John situation, I'd want to go through with it. I would try it.
See, but we would have to have John there because we're not going to know anybody in Texas who's got a valve for a big block Chevy.
Well, luckily I have a small block and there's that junks everywhere.
That guy's network is pretty good.
No kidding.
So just to repeat that, thank you, Britt, for helping a brother out. We truly appreciate that. Oh, this show has done exactly what I expected it to do, and I couldn't be happier about it. I'm glad we got to talk about all these things. I'm glad we got to get into this while everything was still fresh on Doherty's mind. Anything, yeah. Because I don't know if you guys know this.
You can kind of tell that he's been through some stuff in the last 14 hours.
I hope he gets some well-earned rest tonight. I hope I was watching a video on Brian Goldstone, and apparently he had not had sleep for 30 hours when they had the problem with his car.
No, man.
My record is 36, and at the end of that 36, I was saying things that I would never normally say to people. So at that point, my body was starting to shut down, and my brain was not functioning correctly.
Right.
I can't imagine making it that long behind the wheel of a car.
And that heat.
That
heat doesn't help.
Those guys do not have air conditioning. That's not a luxury most drag cars throw on there.
No.
Well, Bo, is there anything you want to throw on here before we lock this down?
No, I mean, we've got some stuff we got some topics we're going to talk about on a regular show coming up, I think, where we can get in depth on some stuff. But no, not really. This was good. Just get in touch with John and see where he's at. And I mean, we're going to do it again, I'm sure, this week.
We'll have to talk about that when we log off of here, but we'll have to figure out a day when we can do this. I can't believe that the guy in front of John is now loading up on the trailer.
I've been watching. John's got a solid chance to win the big block class.
That's crazy.
I mean, he really does.
That is crazy. But let's go ahead and use that as the bombshell to go ahead and shut this thing off. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and good night.
See you.